Yeah, and with that, I think we'll just kind of open on a team that is probably tanking this year, the Arizona Cardinals. How can the organization let the social media team keep on roasting the shit out of Jonathan Gannon? Like, is it a good thing that they're getting so much publicity, or
Yeah,
is it like
I mean,
we're making this
and
guy look too much like a clown? The pew pew pew. Remember the fireworks?
yes, I don't know what's going on. We all know that the Arizona Cardinals are just a low-level organization. Like, players came out with the survey at the end of last year saying they just didn't pretty much like anything that was going on with the Cardinals organization. It looks like that is continuing on through the new regime, but I don't. If you were to tell me that Jonathan Gannon was just like a Nathan Fielder like type of social experiment, I would believe you. I'd be like, yeah, I mean that makes sense. Of course, no one's gonna hire that guy.
Everyone's saying he looks like Murr from Impractical Jokers. So they're like, ask if he ride the bus. Ask if he rides the bus.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I can definitely see it being a one and done. As far as like a tanking situation, I don't know if you've seen the reports before the season start, but Caleb Williams was already like, I don't know if I'm going to come back. I've seen that people were like, what the boosters should do is just band together, pull as much money as they can, and just pay him to stay one more year as they go into the Big Ten. Which, I mean, doesn't sound bad. I know a lot of people laughed it off, like, huh, yeah, okay, cool. But I don't know if you remember the SMU documentary where they talk about how players were getting paid under the table more salary than what they were when in the NFL. And yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was
not.
Dickerson. He's like, I'm taking a pay cut.
Yeah, Dickerson, I took a pay cut to get here, but it's not to that level now. But a team with a lot of money, with the bright lights of USC moving into the Big Ten, you don't think they could pull as much as they could? Just be like, hey, 1 year, take us to the promised land. Let's do this. So, and on top of that, Lincoln Riley is his coach. Who did Lincoln Riley coach? Kyler Murray. You don't think that he's in his ear like, hey, it's a shit organization. Don't go there. So I don't know if they are tanking for Caleb Williams or if they feel like, hey, even if we do suck and we don't get the number one pick, we can get a different quarterback, because this is a very quarterback heavy draft, as we had spoken about a couple of weeks now.
I mean, they might be set at quarterback already, even without Kyler. Because did you see Jonathan Gannon said he's not revealing the starter this week for competitive advantage?
Yeah.
It's between sixth round rookie Clayton Tune and Josh Dobbs, who got there a few days ago. So,
did you see how they listed the depth chart?
no.
It says QB1 is Josh Dobbs or Clayton Tune. They're still not released. Like, they don't release it.
Got to be the first or I've seen on a depth chart.
Yeah. So it's just a weird situation, dude. I think that they are. We just never know in the National Football League either. Everyone thought that the Seahawks were going to suck last year. There could be just a surprise tank job team. You just never know.
Well, I'd put them on high alert for a Buda Baker trade midseason. I mean, they dumped Isaiah Simmons for a 6th round pick, and it seemed like this guy has all the talent in the world. They misused him, and then it didn't work out. And we're kind of looking at it like, shouldn't this guy be like a perennial Pro Bowl player? Just find somewhere. He's an athlete. He's a football player. Find somewhere where he can make plays. And people are still kind of high on him. They're like, I seen people surprised he got traded for a 6th round pick, and they're like, oh yeah, he's gonna go off now. And I wouldn't be surprised knowing the Cardinals. But yeah, it'd be a tough decision if I'm the best quarterback in college football, and it's between going to the Cardinals or trying to win a national title and win another Heisman. Like, you could, at the end of the day, you're going to get paid to stay. And in a year, you're going to get paid again for the NFL. You have potential, if you're winning Heismans after Heismans and national titles, to go down as a legendary college football player. So I don't know how much that entices him, but they're in LA. They have a high status coach, high status quarterback. You don't think those boosters really want him to stay and really want to be in that top 4, top 5 conversation?
Yeah, man. I don't know. And then I just think there's going to be competition for who sucks the most this year. I think there's going to be a dog race, you know?
Who you putting your money on? I mean, we got the Falcons with Desmond Ritter. We'll see if Sam Howell's the guy. I'm hearing good things. Who else we
The
got?
Rams, the
Titans
Rams.
on the bubble. Rams, that would be pretty interesting if they fell down to a number 1 spot.
Bro, they're already like ass. Like I could see it. Did you like we didn't talk about this story, but Matthew Stafford having to have the equipment guy create a like picture book for him to learn rookies' names. Like they're not a good squad. It's not a good team. And you just can tell already, like, if he doesn't know any of these guys' names, like there's a chemistry issue. Cooper Cup's already hurt. You're seeing a specialist in Minnesota about his hamstring. That's not a good sign. Last year, Matthew Stafford's arm almost fell off. They had to trade away Jalen Ramsey. It's really only Aaron Donald and who else back there on that defense?
And did you see them? I think it was on Matthew Stafford's wife's podcast where he said he was struggling to connect with the younger guys in the locker room. He's like, "Oh, do I have to be the teacher and tell them to get off their phone?" Like, yeah. So, and he was injured last year, but he wasn't good. Baker came in and gave him some energy, and the fuck them picks mentality is kind of fucking your roster right now because you didn't have any picks to really fill out the roster. You didn't have any money to fill out the roster. And if you would have had a little bit extra money, maybe Baker Mayfield will be there. And if Matt Stafford wasn't the same guy, this guy could bring in some energy for you. So, I mean, not to say Baker's like going to be an amazing franchise guy, but I mean, he's a starting quarterback in the NFL for sure.
I could see them sucking too.
Yeah,
I
they
can
could
see
both
them
suck.
sucking. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like what I've seen out of Baker so far. I'm really rooting for him out there. I mean, they have talent. The Bucs have talent.
I just think they're all checked out. I think they need a new coach in there, a new regime. All right, let's get a new quarterback. Like, let's get some life back into this building. So it's going to be interesting just to kind of see what it all boils down to. But yeah, the Cardinals as of right now, I think their over under was 3.5 games. Would you take the over or the under on that?
I'm taking the under. Like 3 games, I think is exactly where they're gonna fall.
But 2 of those games are against the Rams, as we just talked about right now.
Yeah, but I'd rather like right now I'm banking on McVay over Gannon. Like at the end of the day, that's what I'm kind of banking on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there a sneaky surprise worst team this year? I feel like there could be like maybe a Browns, like if Deshaun is just like a mediocre quarterback again. Like I
I
feel
could
like
see
they could
that.
drop down. The Giants, I'm pretty worried about. The Colts, I feel
Sure.
like they could be the like kind of Bears, like flashy quarterback here and there, but just couldn't get put together wins.
And I think they'd be fine tanking. Like,
Hmm.
they're like, yeah, fuck it. We'll take another high pick. We'll go out and get Travis Hunter. We're cool with that.